It is my pleasure to introduce Bob Williams, who is the Senior Advisor to the Deputy Commissioner for Retirement and Disability Policy at the Social Security Administration. Prior to that job, Bob has had a series of very important jobs in Washington, D.C., starting in about 1993, I believe, when he was appointed as Commissioner for Developmental Disabilities in Health and Human Services. Prior to that, Bob worked really hard in 1990 on making sure that the Americans with Disabilities Act passed, and he worked to close Forest Haven, which was the institution that held citizens with developmental disabilities from the District of Columbia. Bob graduated from college in 1983. I think more important than any of these facts is that Bob is a leader, a mentor, and a friend to many, many, many people in the disabilities community in the United States. I hope you pay attention to his words. I hope those of you who are young people with disabilities see that there is a role model for you, and we are looking forward to your accomplishments as you graduate from college and have a career. Thank you.
Thank you, Sue, for that kind introduction. I am pleased to be able to speak to you all on behalf of colleagues across the federal government working to enhance career opportunities for people with significant disabilities, particularly young people. Through the administration's curb cuts to the middle class initiative, growing up in the 1960s and 70s, I remember what it was like for my friends and I not to go to the same school that our brothers, sisters, and neighbors attended, and not being able to go to restaurants, shops, pools, or movie theaters due to concrete barriers, or because we simply were not welcomed. I remember the bullying and the scars it inflicted as well. But what I remember most is the time, energy, hopes, and dreams my parents, family, and many teachers invested in me. They helped me see, by studying and working hard, we can all create our own American dream and give back to our families, communities, and nation. Later I moved to Washington, D.C., to be the first in my family to earn a university degree, and then settled there to create a career and life for myself and my own family. Laws like the Americans with Disabilities Act, IDEA, and the Rehabilitation Act, combined with the actions of countless ordinary people, make the promise of America truly achievable for millions. Changes in the built environment, business, education, public services, transportation, and telecommunications, coupled with technological innovation, are increasingly making it possible for more individuals with significant disabilities to live, learn, work, love, raise a family, and have a fair shot at success just like everyone else. Yet, barriers to career path, employment, and economic independence persist. But those barriers are not invincible. Years ago, we began to reject the notion that people who use wheelchairs should not be able to move freely around their communities because sidewalks had curbs we could not surmount. Today, curb cuts are those small indentations which afford wheelchair users, parents with toddlers in strollers, delivery persons, and all others easy access to sidewalks, classrooms, businesses, homes, and communities across America. The common path we take to get wherever we want to go in life. The aim of the curb cuts to the middle class initiative is to create similar pathways of hope and equal opportunity in career employment. By building on what works, we can level the playing field even more. by assuring young people with significant disabilities graduate from high school and can go on to college or other training, and that they gain the early community service, apprenticeship, and career exploration experiences critical to developing the knowledge, skills, and resiliency they need to compete and succeed in the global economy. My parents, teachers, friends, and I, and thousands of other people with disabilities across the country, had to build our own curb cuts. As we know, though, such accessible pathways to opportunity still remain too few and far between. It is time to take what works to scale. The blog accompanying this video outlines steps we are working on across the federal government to advance this effort. To be truly effective will require partnership and commitment on the part of us all. We also know that teachers, parents, employers, and most importantly, young people with significant disabilities themselves already are creating pathways to good jobs and careers that lead to better lives and futures. We look forward to learning from and working with you to build on your successes. Thank you very much.